I didn't think you'd miss me.
What?
No, I did. I saw
We
you.
did. We'll miss you.
There was an empty hole in our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There
The
was
moment you
the-
left.
If you want to see my stupid perspective of this, then you can just use public key for the multi-twitch.
That's a lot of effort.
The multi-twitch?
Yeah.
So sorry, Drew.
Oh, it's okay.
So sorry that I'm making you go through all of this.
I know.
You have no idea what's going up your alley there with all the getting married and stuff.
As long as Drew has the right woman, man, it's all good. It'll all work out.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right.
Hey, as long as it's cool in the bedroom, it's all good.
Yeah, that's a pretty important aspect of marriage.
I'm telling you, that was probably 85% of all of the relationships I've ever had that were good relationships. I'm running all the fucking weapons I hate just because apparently they're the meta, so, you know. What are we doing? Taking C, B, E? What do you need to do here? See, Drew is just standing in the back like, yeah, let these
Oh, my bad.
let
Alright,
these-
so...
let these fuckers run out there and get killed.
Hey, sweetie, what's up?
Meat shields.
Yeah, me
Okay,
shield.
love you.
What the fuck?
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we'll start off. So if you're this is what, attacking from the side, right? So if you're attacking, probably, yeah, they
Mhm.
shut it. So if you're attacking, normally what I like to do is push tree for the most part. Tree's really good to push. So you'll want to have probably like 1 or 2 people come up this way. The reason being is they just can push pretty much straight into mid and come from this side, so you just kind of need somebody kind of watching this angle right here, on stairs, whatever you want to call it. What is this called? Platform. Yeah, you just kind of need somebody watching this angle. And then another good place for somebody to come is, you've obviously seen on this map where people just sit over here in this fucking corner and just camp. Sometimes they're all stacked up or in a rift or whatever. But yeah, so you want to just kind of look, and it's a little complicated, so this is why you need to like spread out. So they'll either come from up top, which is a common place, down bottom. They'll come from yeah, up top right there, down bottom around the corner. They'll come from up top mid by heavy, or down bottom by heavy. So you kind of have to have a lot of good eyes and angles on a lot of different places. So if one person kind of wants to hang right here, he can call that out. Normally, what I like to do is slide up right here beside the rock, and you can just kind of peek the rock, so that way you can get shots on the guy down bottom or up top. You can also help if there's not a person up top, or up top or down bottom, kind of straight in front of you. If somebody calls it out, they see the guy that's pushing up top, you can kind of push out and kind of get shots on him, or maybe wrap around the tree and get shots on them from up, down, top, and down bottom. Because if you're behind the tree, you're sort of kind of blocked off from the guys that are down bottom right here. You can't, like, they can't see you if you're on the corner of the tree. So it's kind of a good spot to check that middle lane.
What's up, baby girl?
They can't really see you from right here either, unless they peek, and you'll be able to see them too. But just kind of be careful with that and use your best judgment of where they are. Crazy dude, thank you for the T1 sub, man. I appreciate that, dude. Welcome back. Bunch of losers. Oh, I don't know, Piz. I'm gonna be on this Saturday if you wanna try and run. So generally, I'll be the one to, like, from here. If you kind of slide up right here, and you can kind of check rock, and you can check these 2 angles. If they're not here, whoever is by the rock, I would generally say to go ahead and kind of get the plant down, because the bomb's right here. So the bomb radius is wide enough actually to where you can plant kind of off site to where you're not in this mid lane. So you can kind of like plant while you're like sitting right here on the edge and get the bomb plant off without them being able to see you, or pushing super far into the lane or up top or down bottom. You can just kind of hang off to the left a little bit right here. Or you can stand on it and kind of lane while you're planting bomb if you have paddles or whatever, and so you can watch the bottom side. But those are generally the places that you kind of want to look for. Obviously, if they don't come from, if they don't immediately push this way, like if you don't immediately see somebody up top or down bottom right here, that means they kind of push towards the middle, so they're gonna be late getting here to you, so you can go ahead and get that bomb set off. And they'll more than likely be coming from this way, which is why you need to have maybe 1 or 2 people kind of right here. And like, if you see somebody, and they push out clearly, try and get like throw a nade. Like whenever I was playing Boardwalker, I would throw my spike grenade on this wall just to kind of block them off a little bit. Or if they're starting to run like towards you, obviously you can throw it like back here on this wall or whatever and get the tag. If you're using the void nade, but just use your nades and stuff to kind of lane this off. Or if you're a Titan, put your shield up top, kind of right here to where they can't sneak around this corner of your shield or whatever. And make it a little bit difficult for them to get up here, and just kind of try and lane this, because that's definitely a way that they'll come from on offense or on defense. And then those 4 being the other way, it's a little bit easier in my opinion to hold down the inside, like the tree area, for what reason. I guess because it's outside, it's a little bit easier to maneuver around. So a lot of the times I'll say push right and go to tree. The reason being, on defense is a little easier to like for the other team to kind of control too. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like a trade-off. So we'll just kind of push back towards over here. And so let's say if we wanted to go towards, oh, what is this called? Cave over here is right. So you would want to, obviously, so you spawn up. So somebody would want to come out of here, push this way. Somebody might not want to go down this center lane right here, because obviously if you're all going cave, they're gonna push middle. Maybe 1 or 2 are gonna push middle, and they're just gonna have clean shots on you. So you never kind of want to come out in this open lane area. You do want to, once you're in the cave though, you do want to look at it. When you come into the cave, the places that you want to look immediately, it's up top right here, because that's where more than likely they're going to be sitting. On defense is 1 or 2 people will push this corner, and they'll sit right here, either peeking this side or this side and looking out this way if there's nobody here. So you generally want to try and come in from, like I said, at least one come in from this way, maybe kind of stop right here and check up top. That way you're not exposing yourself to if somebody's down here at the bottom. So you just kind of want to peek this right here, call out if somebody's there or not, and use this. You can use this block as cover, kind of push down into the bottom, and use these other blocks as cover. What you don't really want to do is when you push in, you don't kind of want to go where Fetish is right now, because it's just you're just kind of super exposed right here, especially if the guy's up top. You can kind of like if he calls it out, obviously, from like this side or whatever, and you see him, you kind of just want to maybe not like go super far out. You kind of just want to maybe be like, go ahead and peek the lane, but not like be super exposed to where you can't quickly get back behind cover, basically. It's always good to have one person push all the way through around on this side, so that way if they are getting shots on your teammates and they feel like they're confident that they can come in and get a pick, and they push down, that you'll have somebody else to kind of help out in that situation and try and get a pick if they push down through middle. This person can also watch the long lane right here, which is another good, obviously a good place to be, because if they're in middle, they're going to be pretty much down here, so you just kind of need to be careful with that whenever you're peeking this way, because depending on what weapons they have, if they have vigilance or scouts or whatever, they pretty much have a clear line of sight of you. You have a clear line of sight on them, but just call it out, try and get a couple of shots into them, and just kind of push down. If you're kind of down bottom right here, it's a really good head glitch, pretty much. So you can kind of hit them and their whole body, and they can't really hit you. But a lot of the times, if you normally get like 1 or 2 people down in here, or at least just one. Most of the other ones are generally outside. So it's kind of really easy to get the bomb plant. So you can get the bomb plant and just kind of watch this lane, and then you want to maybe have like 1 or 2 people come either back up here and sit up top and just kind of play this back area, and you just kind of want to play far enough back to where you can see them, like their head peek. So like if I was coming around this corner right here and just say I slid around this corner, you want to be playing probably back about where Indian's playing right now. Because you can kind of see me, but you can see pretty much my whole, like, their head and their whole body, so you can get shots into them or push up to them. Because I can just kind of barely hit you enough to, and then you can back out and, you know, kind of regroup or call that out if you need to. So I wouldn't play too super far up, but you could play kind of pushed up, but you want to be far enough back to where you can call it out. Or if they're not, you know, if they're not prepared for it and they slide around this corner and they don't realize you're there, you can push up and then start shooting them pretty much, and you'll have the advantage. Another good spot is when you have the bomb set, is kind of have somebody playing down bottom right here too, because you can push this way if you need to for the bomb. You can watch this lane right here. You have an eye on heavy ammo coming up, which, as you hopefully you guys know, on countdown it spawns right here, and then on the other side it spawns kind of like up on that little ledge. So those are the kind of areas you want to watch out for and kind of hang out in. If you do have this area locked down, a lot of times what I personally like to do, I don't go around that backside. It's too dangerous. It's really exposed trying to come around that corner. A lot of people will try and get picks right here, you know, just drop down and then they'll try and push in. But what I generally like to do is if I think everybody's in there, I'll just come around all the way from the back and try and get the long flank, basically. And so, like, whenever you get about right here, you'll probably start to see like 1 or 2, maybe 1 or 2 people, or hopefully you'll see like 1 or 2 people, because they'll kind of be hanging out if they're bad, like in this little area right here, or maybe he's camping in this corner. So you can, because they're, especially if your teammates are over there, because they're trying to wait for them to push in, basically. Either that or somebody will kind of be right here waiting for, like over here, waiting for somebody to push down, but most of the time they're not. And then you can push down right here and get the flank on them, or you can, and then if they're here, or if they're not here and they're more like down bottom, you know, you can toss a nade in from right here, get some tags. That'll push them to a direction, either forward, backward, you know, either into this cave or to the right or left, and you can just kind of push back here and get that cleanup kill a little bit easier. But that's generally it for this map. It's not super complicated, and it's really easy to, like, on defense, to hold this spot down than it is the other spot. So let's cover defense like really quick. So because it's really, what you should really do is probably split 2 and 2. So or maybe like 1, 2 and 1, kind of like a 1, 2 and 1 sort of situation. Or you either want to do not like a 2-person split. You can do a 2-person split if you want, but you have to kind of pick which way you want to go, because you always want to have at least 2 people go middle, and then the other 2 people are just gonna be like a toss up of where you guys think they're gonna go. So like, if you have 2 people should always go middle, just because it's really easy to be able to tell where they're at, or if they're getting sets or not from the mid, and it's really easy to rotate from the middle. So you either all want to push the middle, or have at least 2 people push the middle. Hey Shadow, how's it going, man? 2 people push the middle. What I like to do is I'll normally check caves. I'll come up here and I'll slide, and I'll just kind of sit right here and check to see which way they're pushing in from. Generally I'm pretty exposed, because most of the time from right here, because most of the time the people that are going to come in really quick are going to come from this side first right here. They're going to run that first little lane before these people get here. It takes them a little bit longer to get there. So if you can check this and call, and you just call out, hey, they're over here, and then the people from middle know there's at least 1 or 2 people on this side, so then they can kind of push in from the mid or try and flank around, and you guys get the picks. And then once you know, if they're here or if the whole team's here, you can try and call that out too. And then you have like a pretty easy way to retreat back this way and kind of regroup with your team. And if you guys do decide to push 2 and 2 and you have somebody come this way, you want to have somebody come down and be the bottom right here. So you want to have one person up top, one person down bottom to get team shots of them jumping across from the heavy, because they'll drop down from the left to the right here, and they'll come to the middle for the set. Or you'll have people, like I said, push all the way around, kind of where that rock formation is, and they'll come right here in this lane, and then that person can also help you team shot that lane, especially if they try and use this little cubby area for cover right there from you. Because you know, they kind of can't see you, but the other guy can, so that's a good place to be. And then the 2 from the mid can kind of push in and coordinate with y'all from what you're seeing and calling out. Hey Gio, what's up, man? You what? I'm just doing a little bit of coaching. Yeah. Did you get my message I sent you, or no? No way, I didn't send you a message. Are you gonna be on Saturday? Or are you gonna be busy?
I'll be right back.